Happy Black Month, black people! Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. I just want to get this out the way. Thank you very much for all the support that I've been getting from all the other videos. Like, this is the fastest my channel has ever grown. So like, I really do appreciate it, y'all. As of now, I'm currently at 995 subscribers right now. So I don't know if I'm gonna hit 1,000 by the time I drop this video, but I just want to like make this early announcement. Like, thank you so much for the support and thank you so much that we're about to hit 1,000. Once again, as of me recording this video. But yeah, I just want to get some stuff out the way, you know. Feel free to join the Discord. It's going to be in the description. And, you know, I'm also working on other projects. You know, I'll be making webtoons and shit like that. I've been thinking of streaming on YouTube, but if y'all want to see me on stream on Twitch or YouTube, just let me know. But either way, all my links are in my bio in the description. So yeah, once again, thank you everybody. So today's topic, we'll be talking about Cenat. If one of y'all who don't know who Cenat is, then welcome to the internet. Cenat is one of the biggest streamers, if not the biggest streamers in like the past few years. You know, he started his come up like basically around 2020, and then he just kept on getting bigger and bigger by the year. But recently he started doing like a rebrand, and now people have been changing their perspective on him. Ever since the conclusion of Mafiathon 3, not many people really got to see from Cenat. He kind of just went MIA, you know what I'm saying? Which is all cool, you know what I'm saying? He did just do like a 30-day stream, so of course it would make sense that he would go on break and shit like that. So, you know, people were speculating when the next stream would happen, when Cenat would come back, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Cenat did a show up on the Streamer Awards, right? And, you know, he kind of came off differently. He looked like he matured the way he was talking.
Say to you guys tonight is, I hope a lot of creators in here and everybody at home and the viewers and the streamers really take care of your mental health. I just noticed that recently I just been going through things in my head, and I was able to, you know, turn to like anime, Death Note, Naruto, recently since I've been gone, and I just been able to, you know, find happiness within that. But yeah, as for the word of collab, I want to preach to everybody, like, within our community, us collabing is everything. You feel what I'm saying? So collaboration is everything. And I know this year has been very difficult on the fan bases, the communities, and of streaming in general. And as long as we don't tear each other apart and let that get in between us, we're gonna be just fine. So I appreciate y'all.
Now, obviously, this did come with a backlash, you know, obviously, because this is a popular person. There's obviously going to be people bringing up, oh, you know, this nigga Cenat is rich. You know, you rich. You have hella money. Why are you having mental health problems? And the thing is, it's really more than just having money, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to get into that whole spiel because I'm really hoping that you guys who are watching this video aren't retarded. So I don't got to really explain to you why just because you have money doesn't mean you can't go through mental health. And, you know, he also brought up like how he also been watching anime and stuff like that, which we'll get to, which is one thing, you know, which is the topic of the video about why people think that Cenat is on this like performative route and stuff like that. So we'll get to the anime part in a minute. But, you know, Cenat generally, you know, he was maturing. He generally wanted to be like a bigger person. He didn't come off as childish or anything like he usually does in the streams. So the way people were just dragging this whole situation, it never really made sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Kai was being really mature and really being professional. If anything, this is like the first time I see him be this professional. So I'm just like, this is a Cenat W. I'm not gonna lie to you. Then it really got bad when he started posting on his birthday that he explained more about his mental health, and he explained that he wanted to do more. And he also came out saying that, you know, he came up with like a second YouTube channel, but it was more like a secret YouTube channel where he'll be showing himself reading and, you know, learning new hobbies, like he was learning how to sew and stuff like that, which is all handy. And this is where all the problems have come in. Basically, people are saying that Kai is doing this because he's performing. And, you know, I'm a mixed bag on this, right? I generally think Kai is doing a good thing, but if honestly, I can see all sides, all right? I can see all sides in this case. In Kai's defense, right? We have seen Kai have a camera up on his face 24/7, like for 30 days, 3 times. You know what I'm saying? I honestly feel like it's pretty much habit to just record whatever the fuck that you're doing, just as long as, you know, it's not anything personal. So I think, you know, him wanting to, you know, actually change himself as a person while also trying to do new things, it probably would feel natural or be some kind of habit for Cenat to just record himself doing it. Because I honestly feel like if y'all niggas also had cameras in y'all faces the whole time, then yeah, y'all niggas would probably record yourselves doing whatever. But you know, there was also that one instance that Kai Cenat was recording himself writing in a journal, which, you know, the journal's for his brand, which we'll get into later. But he was recording that on a Nintendo 3DS. That shit was funny. Why did he do that? I don't know, because that's why I'm starting to see why niggas are calling him performative, right? Niggas are also clowning him for the reading shit, right? And let me show you, let me, you know, get on their defense, and let me tell you why I think some of these niggas are clowning him. It's because little niggas just don't know how to read no more, man. It's because niggas on the internet are cooked now, you know what I'm saying? And another thing of why I think people are clowning Kai Cenat, all right, let's be real, right? Kai Cenat has, you know, gone on stream and done these grand things for his viewers. He is like, you know, actually, you know, the riot that accidentally happened in New York City, you know, that happened. And, you know, we have all the mafia-thons, you know, he was grabbing all these big celebrities and shit like that. Shit was popping off. He was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And think of this as like a soft reboot. You do all these big things here. I know what I can compare this to. I'm going to compare Kai to the MCU. Now, this may sound crazy, but just hear me out, right? Think of his Mafia-thons as Avengers movies, right? There was 3 Avengers movies so far. We got 3 Mafia-thons so far. And these are big spectacles. These are phenomenal events, you know what I'm saying? And in between the Mafia-thons, you know, you got, and you know, the Avengers movies, you got the calm, basic shit that you probably would expect now, right? Now we have Mafia-thon 3 that has ended. You know, that's basically like the end game, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, since after Endgame, I'm not gonna lie to you, as a Marvel fan, we just got some straight slop. I'm sorry. The shit that came in phase 4 and phase 5, I'm sorry, that shit is, some of it was really ass. You know what I'm saying? Because most people, you know, are expecting something grand after what already came before. You know what I'm saying? Because you bring in all these new people into your audience, so they're gonna see you as this guy that basically goes above and beyond for everything. So when they see you start doing these basic minimal tasks all of a sudden, then yeah, some of these people are gonna start thinking like, what the fuck is he doing? You know, because some people didn't come in for that. You know, you created a fan base that wants to see you do all these big ass things, but when you throw all that away, or I don't want to say he throws it all away, but when you want to like push that aside for doing something like on a much smaller scale that, let's be real, I don't genuinely think that the majority of your audience is really into, like the fashion stuff, then yeah, let's be real, you can't really blame the fans that you really brought up already, because that's just how you made them to be. You know what I'm saying? People just don't take change like that. Another reason why people are clowning Kai Cenat is also with his anime stance, and you know, with the performative case, you know, back to that, right? There have been some clips of people, you know when niggas talk shit, niggas are gonna like do their research, niggas are gonna dig up information. You know, niggas have claimed like, yeah, Kai Cenat is kind of like a fake ass nigga when it comes to this anime shit.
Kai Cenat has to be the most performative streamer I've ever seen in my life. Why does he keep pretending that he's an anime fan when clearly he hasn't watched a single episode? But you don't gotta take my word for it.
What's your favorite anime? Death Note. That's my favorite one. What? You capping? I love Death Note. First, I did not like anime. Like, I put on to Death Note while I was at DreamCon, bro. And the first episode had me hooked.
I mean, if he was hooked, he definitely watched the whole thing, maybe even a couple of times over.
Anime, what you watch? I can't get into it. Really? Why not? Okay, to be honest, what have you watched? I watched Death Note. I really like Death Note, but I watched like 2 episodes of it.
What? What do you mean you only watched 2 episodes? I thought you were hooked like 5 seconds ago. Okay, maybe Death Note wasn't his cup of tea. Maybe he watched something else.
Watch One Piece. I watched a little bit of. You watch One Piece? Yeah. You don't. Okay, name 3 characters. Luffy.
They say his name in the first episode, by the way. Okay, I've been hearing rumors that he's about to start watching another anime soon. Let's see what it is.
I think the first anime I'm ever gonna get into, I watched Death Note, but the first one I'm really gonna get into that, like, I could watch all the seasons, it's gonna be Invincible. That's what it's called.
Did this guy just say Invincible? Who's gonna tell bro you don't have to be an anime fan? You don't gotta watch it. A lot of people don't. Invincible's low-key peak though.
I remember back in the day, anime was just like a niche thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was either Dragon Ball, and then you have all the merchandising anime. So basically like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Beyblade, Bakugan, like that was basically it, bro. If you brought up like watching One Piece, niggas will crucify you, bro, because you into that weirdo anime shit, you know what I'm saying? But since 2020, niggas have became more open-minded, and you know, anime started becoming more popular up here in America. But just because it became popular doesn't really mean it's a good thing, because now you basically have people trying to misrepresent what the anime's true meaning is, you know, and then you just got these fucking LARPers all of a sudden.
What's her name? Renee? What's her name? Renee?
Renee.
My fit. I did the makeup and the contacts, but it's
Who are you?
backwards.
Who are you? Say who you are.
Asa.
Asa.
I'm Asa from Chainsaw Man.
Like, nobody's really forcing you to get into anime. You know what I'm saying? I've seen niggas switch up on this animation. It's just like, bro, you didn't really need to do all that. I don't know what made you want to change up now, but you can't just really say, oh, I've been into this anime several times. And it's just like, bro, do you like this anime or not? Like, we're not pushing you to like this shit. I don't know if it's because he's trying to appeal to the fans. And, you know, I just don't understand the mind processing of that shit. Once again, maybe he could genuinely be watching Naruto and shit like that, because, you know, all of a sudden he also started posting this shit on Twitter too. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But this is also another reason why people are calling him performative and all this shit, is because he doesn't show authenticity when it comes to just watching this anime shit. So obviously niggas are gonna call him out for that shit. So now we're gonna get to what really like gets this whole situation bigger than it really was, right? We're gonna talk about his clothing brand, the Vivet, right? So recently he dropped a video on his YouTube channel titled I Quit, right? So obviously it's gonna look like that he's saying like he quit streaming or content creating or something like that, right? But basically when you watch the video, he says that he quits overthinking. What he basically tries to say is that, you know, he wants to be seen more as just like some streamer. You know, he wants to get out of the box and do stuff, right? And I can see that. You know, you don't want to be seen as just like a streamer content creator anymore. And yet you like reveal it doing the most. You do it by clickbaiting the I quit with the title in the video, bro. That's like the most streamer ass thing you could do, my nigga. So it's just like, okay, so we took like a step forward that you automatically took 5 steps back just by doing that shit alone. But okay, I still see his vision and shit like that, right? So, you know, niggas started doing the clothing brand shit, right? Which is cool, you know what I'm saying? You know, once again, people do want to learn new things, you know what I'm saying? You know, he immediately started putting himself up in ranked matches, but you know, if he actually has passion for this, then this is cool. The thing is that many, you know, people online, they usually have a problem with this. It's usually that some content creators, you know, it's usually the same roads that these niggas always go on. It's just, it's either like get into music, they get into boxing, or they get into some clothing brand shit. And yes, Cenat has ended up falling for one of them, you know what I'm saying? So this is why people just didn't find it surprising. It was just like, this nigga really, like, niggas saw this shit coming, you know what I'm saying? And you know, when it came to like the branding of it, some people were also conflicted. You know, I saw a few TikToks about niggas that are actually like getting like educated in like what's it called, like fashion and stuff like that when it came out to his notebook, because he over here walking around the notebook and everything like that shit, the Bible and shit. So it's just like, okay.
I was not going to say anything about the Cenat situation and him going into fashion, because I'm like, hey, do whatever you want. If you want to do fashion, go ahead. But my only thing is, he's trying to clip farm his entire life. This man showed up to a fashion show with his notebook, which is totally fine. But the notebook was full. I personally went to product design at the University of Oregon, which is basically the whole fashion design world, or any product, including garments. And they always told us, bring your journal with you and you can write down any ideas that you have or any thoughts that pop into mind, inspiration, blah, blah, blah. Cool. The only problem is this book is full of thoughts, inspiration, whatever. People I went to school with, I'm not a creative person, so the people that I went to school with definitely deserve to be in that degree. It would take them months to fill up them. Use every centimeter of that page with multiple designs, concepts, etc. However, Kai's book pretty much just looks like this, a bunch of Polaroids and random notes and doodles, and he's just trying too hard. I don't know how else to say it. Because why would you bring a full book of your notes, thoughts, inventions per se to a fashion show if you're not planning to take notes or write down an inspiration anywhere else?
Cenat is the prime example of not everybody should start a clothing brand. I'm sure you've all heard about Vivet, and honestly this whole fashion thing with Cenat just seems so performative. To me, if he was truly passionate about it, he wouldn't make it all about himself by posting this performative documentation of his journey and saying things like how much fashion means to him because he spent 3 months in Italy. And I say performative because this is all clearly a form of marketing. Also, no designer that put out anything meaningful just did it on a whim, and it's usually a result of years of being immersed in the culture. You can't just take shortcuts. Unfortunately though, because of his connections and his huge audience, obviously this brand's gonna succeed. What do you guys think? Follow for more.
I'm over here thinking that the Bible is actually a part of the brand, but not the Bible. I'm just over here thinking that the journals are part of the brand, but at the same time, it's also looking like he's using it to take notes. But when I'm listening to people who are actual like fashion students and stuff like that, you know, designer students and stuff like that, they're saying that like, yeah, this is not authentic, because if you take a look at that journal, it's like old, it's yellow and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out, like, it has notes in here, but according to people that have been doing this shit for years, this shit shouldn't be looking the way it does. Because let's be real, he ended his Mafia-thon like what, November? So it's only been like 2 months. Why does the journal look like that? They should not have yellow pages, dude. I have sketchbooks dating all the way back from like elementary school and middle school to this day, and like those pages are nowhere near as yellow as his journal's looking. So I don't know if he just picked up some old ass journal from the Goodwill, you know. But at the same time, he's using it like on his front page of the brand website. So I really don't understand what the consistency is here. I don't know if this is actually something that he's using to learn the brand, or if it's something that he's using to, you know, just give the brand some kind of aesthetic. Because if it's just for an aesthetic, then it's just like, okay, so what you actually write in the journals is just some bullshit. But then what you're writing in what you write in the journals is actually legitimate, why are you making it look all messy on purpose? You know, it doesn't make sense when you put those two things together. And that's why people are just really iffy about Kai's whole rebrand and shit like that. The authenticity isn't at 100, you know what I'm saying? Niggas aren't really like up there with that like that. Once again, I am in support of Cenat, and if the Vivette clothing is actually cool, then yes, I'll cop it myself. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I see good clothes, I'm gonna buy it, you know what I'm saying? But you know, Kai's doing a good thing. It's just that he's not showing it off the best. You know what I'm saying? He's not showing it off the best. You know what I'm saying? It's a little off. It feels a little disingenuous, but that doesn't mean he doesn't like mean it. He's probably just really bad at doing things right. You know what I'm saying? Once again, we got the rise that happened, and we probably have a whole other slew of things that Kai wanted to do, and he couldn't he couldn't, you know, properly executed them the way he expected them to go. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, once again, we also have the schools in Nigeria, you know, that was also a pretty bad shit show. I think he handled it pretty all right, but you know, I just don't think it's really on board of how he wanted things to go his way. So once again, only time will tell. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. You know, people has really been talking about this, so I just wanted to give my own little experience, not my own experience, my own opinion about this. I'm generally just like, I'm mutual. I'm really like mutual about this shit. You know what I'm saying? I listen to both sides. You know what I'm saying? Cenat's not wrong. He's not wrong in anything. I'm not trying to make him look bad. But I do want people to understand, like the people that are defending Kai 100%. I do want you guys to kind of see the other people's perspectives, because it doesn't look like genuine at all. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Once again, if y'all want to join my Discord, feel free to do it. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to grow the all-star community and stuff like that. And I'm gonna try and think of what video I want to make for a 1,000 sub special. So if you guys have any ideas what I should do for the 1,000 sub, you know, just comment, or, you know what I'm saying, just hit me up in the Discord, and you know, I'll you know, think of the ideas. I'll scramble shit up together or something like that. But yeah, y'all have yourselves a damn good one.